They checked the lashing on the static line. We're throttled back now. There goes. You hear them shout? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There they go. Every man out. I can see their chutes going down now. Every man clear. They're dropping just beside a little windmill near a church. Hanging there very gracefully. Seem to be completely relaxed, as I said a moment ago, like nothing so much as khaki dolls hanging beneath a green lampshade. You see one man go down just north of the little road. The whole sky is filled with paratroopers.
Over here at a GI little display they have here, and you know, one of the things I like to do is I've had the pleasure of meeting some of the vets that have served our country during the greatest generation of our time, and I've had some videos on those guys, but I have the pleasure of sitting here with John Primerano. Did I get it right, John?
Close enough.
You know, I would butcher anything.
No, you don't say prim, it's prim.
Primerano.
There.
Hey, Paisan.
Yeah.
John, 101st Airborne. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, God. 101st Airborne. Well, I volunteered for the Airborne right out of Camp Croft, South Carolina.
How old were you then?
18.
18?
And I went to Benning. That's where I had my airborne training. Actually, the main reason I went in, believe it or not, was not so much for the money, but when I was training in basic training, we're coming down those cargo nets, and I'm thinking first wave, man, oh man, the chances are very slim. So, and not only that, going airborne, you got all volunteers. So you got a different class of guy. They want to be there, and then when you get there, they do everything in their power to make you quit.
Really?
So you're getting the, not on my part, but you're getting the best of what they had at the time. And training was really rough. In fact, before breakfast, every morning we ran around Lawson Field. That's 5 miles. And then we went back to the barracks, cleaned up, and went to chow. And then the rest of it was...
Just kind of hanging around?
No. I'll tell you another thing. I don't know if they do it now, but you can't walk. Even after hours. You go into the PX, don't get caught walking. Either quick time or double time. Because if you don't, drop down, give me 25. And then they'd say, push-ups. Did you cheat? No. Well, give me 25 more for not cheating. You'd end up with doing either 75 or 100.
You're kidding.
And I don't mean your butt coming up like that. I mean like that.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
So when did you first go over to Europe?
I went over to Europe and I left the States May the 4th, 1944. And I was supposed to go to the 501, but instead I went to the 401 glider. And on detached service, I got the job, or a bunch of us, of making the maps and the overlays for the invasion.
Oh, really?
So that kept me from going into Normandy. And it was a small group. There was, 2 from the 82nd, 2 from the 101st, 2 from the 10th, 2 from the 4th Division, and I don't know the other 2. But what we were doing, this lieutenant came up with something new. And the reason I got the job was I took mechanical drawing in high school. And I could take a piece of map that big and blow it up to 2 feet square. On the graph paper. What he was doing, this lieutenant come up with the idea. The other guys were making these big boxes like an egg crate. I would blow up the map, and then we would trace it on like cheesecloth, put it on this box. When it dried, then we put the trees, the rivers, everything in there. And what we made that better than a sand table, you could pick it up, go to your outfit, you study it. Pick it up, go to his outfit, and you study it. So it can make them rounds. And that kept me from going. You talk about duty, no KP, no guard duty. We stood formal retreat every evening and off for the night.
Not a bad job. Not a bad
And that
job.
was from May the 14th when I got there until first 2 weeks in August. And then I went to my outfit. And I joined the outfit the last 2 weeks in August, and I didn't know a damn soul when I got on the plane to jump.
And that was the 501,
501.
the bastard group.
Yep, that's the best.
There you go.
Hey, I got a story. You know how they say in Bastogne, Easy Company,
Yep.
506, made first contact? 501, 1st Battalion, because I laid wire that night, right after midnight. I laid wire to the 1st Battalion. It was A Company that made first contact with the crowds. And we only got there a couple of hours before they hit.
Oh, really?
I wasn't the first one, but I was one of the first ones in the Bastogne, because I was on the advanced detail and I had all the communication equipment. And you guys were going with no helmets, no rifles, no overcoats, no overshoes. And you say, why? Because when you come off the line, we were only off the line from Holland 2 weeks when we went back in. And when you come off the line, you get all your equipment goes back to get refitted, new clothes and all that. But when the call came, you got to go. Guys were in Paris. They had to get, MPs were going out and bringing them back. Some were in Paris, some were in England.
Wow.
So actually, when the division went into Bastogne, we weren't at full strength.
How many men in the division? What do you think?
About 10,000.
Yeah.
Very
What
roughly.
would be full strength?
No, we never were.
What would be full strength? What would be the number?
Well, I'd say a little over, maybe 10 or 11, but the division was never full strength
Yeah.
after Normandy.
Would you go after Bastogne?
Alsace-Lorraine, and then I stayed in. I didn't. I was in there on the line till the end of the war, and didn't have enough points. So I was an Army of Occupation up in Austria. I didn't care. I was only a kid. But look at this deal. We're up in Berchtesgaden, and then. We go out, and 101st is here, 4th Division's here, and we're in the middle of boosting station because they couldn't carry. They have 13 of us in this little village of Mittersill, which is a big ski resort now. And it was tough.
Oh,
But we
really?
were living in a chalet on the side of the mountain. We only had to maintain wire 1 mile in either direction, hunting, fishing, horseback riding, and we didn't have any vehicles. We were running wire with a horse and buggy.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Wow. That's
And I can
amazing.
prove all this because I took pictures.
Did you?
See, I took pictures. Again, you're not supposed to take pictures. I got pictures to resupply at Bastogne. I got pictures now in Alsace-Lorraine, on leave. And I was actually, I lucked out in a lot of things. Even though you're on the line, they will pull names out of the hat. I was in Brussels the day the Germans quit, May the 6th. They stopped shooting. I was in Brussels. Well, it was a five-day, pass. But you know what? Our outfit was great. You got traveling time. Your pass didn't start till you were there, and your 5 days ended there, and you had your free day coming back. Not 21, you can't drink. You're not 21, you can't smoke. The biggest thing, you're not 21, you can't vote, but at 18, you can get your head blown off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that we resented. The drinking and all that, the hell, we didn't mind. But not voting actually really hurt.
Yeah.
Now, here's another thing I've got to brag about the 501. We're the only regiment that's got a regimental crest in a village.
Really?
All the others, it's the 101st. The little village of Verdi. And a man made it. All mosaic. It took him a whole year.
Really?
And this is what you got. That right there.
Wow. Awesome.
Now, you know, recently, when they got this you know, they got him finally, and they used the code name Geronimo, and they're all upset about it. They're stupid. Geronimo was admired from both sides, and when my outfit started, Colonel Johnson, we had the Thunderbird,
Yep.
and he didn't think that was a fighter. He had them design this patch, and we're the only ones from World War II that can wear it, and the other guys want to wear it, but Geronimo was a fighter.
He was.
And and they're making a big beef about it, and it's been, this is so much of this goddamn crap, you know, politically perfect, whatever you want to call it. And they must hate us because that's what the regiment was.
Yep.
Geronimo.
Yep. Absolutely. Well,
We
John.
called him our patron saint. I got a card at home that was all printed out because he was a fighter.
Yep, he was. Well, John, I'm going to cut you short. I hate to do this, but the battery's going to be running dead on this thing. I didn't change it, but listen, I do appreciate your service to our country. I appreciate your words. Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
When it was all over, we hear medic coming from our area. And we go back, and it's Arnold. You could take your arm. His back was ripped open. You could see the air bubbles coming up. And I got him in my arms, and he's trying to talk. And Rudy was there with me. And he said, what's he saying? I says, he's calling his mother. And Rudy says he couldn't be calling his mother. His mother either died in childbirth or shortly after. It was his aunt and uncle. Okay, who brings you into the world? Your mother. Who do you run to when you're in trouble? Not the old man, you run to your mother. So that's what he was calling. And even guys that are married or girlfriends, if they're dying, and this is true, you call for your mother. You don't call for anybody else. Now, that's what I was saying. If a German had come along then with his hands up and I shot the bastard, because my buddy, you killed him. And that's the way it felt. Those are the two times that was the worst for me. Well, three. The dead, and hearing about Crayley, and then Arnold in my arms. That comes back to haunt me. And I try to push it away. At one time, I couldn't even say either one of them names. I could never talk about them. It's without, really filling up. But when years go by, and life goes on. But they're always with me. Whew, sorry. I miss both of you. And I wish you could have the life that I have. We have a saying amongst us, they'll never grow old. I can't try anymore. Sorry.